Let's review from yesterday, just the last question we left off with. Okay, so the question is like this. In the Dapei Harif, Daf Yud Aleph and Aleph, and the Ran. So the Ran says that it's machlokas in Yerushalmi. If someone goes ahead and blows a 20-second tekiah, all right, again, assuming that a tekiah is 10 seconds long. So his first tekiah was 10 seconds, then he blows a trua, and then his last tekiah is 20 seconds. In such a situation, you have machlokas. Does it count as 1 or does it count as 0? Now, the point, that's machlokas. The point we made, though, which is fascinating, is that we had established previously that I'm saying just relax when I say it. We established previously that if you blow a 20-second tekiah, since there's no hefsek, there's no natural stop between the two, so therefore you have to say it's 1, but it can't be 2. How's it registering as 2? But according to this side, it has to register as 2 in order for it to be a problem. All right? Because it's only because if I blew a 19-second tekiah as my last tekiah, do you say it's okay? Because kishtayim, the Mishnah says, I blew 2 tekiyahs. 2. So he must admit that I blew 2 tekiyahs, and that's the problem. If I blow 2 tekiyahs and my last tekiyah, I have nothing. Okay? Well, which is a very counterintuitive type of idea, but I'm not interested in answering that problem yet. But I really want to know first. We're going to answer today. We got into the Ramban, and the Ramban really. That's why I pushed you. That's why I told you guys push the Ramban. The Ramban's the one who really, I think, tries to help us. But the question we have to answer first is, what's the machlokas? Why would you say it's 1 sound, it counts as 1, or why would you say that it counts as 0? So everyone's saying good. I think everybody has the main idea. Okay. But let's just get it. I think you get even more precise. What does taka b'rishona mean according to this side? Well, let's do the easy side. The achas, it counts as 1. What does that mean? It counts as 1. So what's a shear? Like you're saying, what's a shear tekiah? Right? What's a tekiah? Tekiah is a 10-second call, right? So when I look at the set, right? What does taka b'rishona mean? It means I blew the first tekiah of the set as the last tekiah of the set, but they're 2 independent tekiyahs. What's a tekiah? Tekiah is just like a shvarm is a 10-second sound. It's really 6 seconds, whatever. It's a certain type of sound. A tekiah is a certain shear of sound. If I blow a 10-second call, I produce a tekiah. Okay? Tekiah, its own tekiah, trua, tekiah. But the other side saying is that no, taka b'rishona means I'm koveya the tekiah for the set. Okay? I'm koveya the tekiah for the set. I'm designated for the set. The tekiah that you create in the set, it's amazing what he's saying. It's not that it's its own sound, but it is, in some sense it is. But it's not its own sound. It's establishing the tekiyahs of that set. So therefore, what must the last tekiah be? A tekiah rishona. The tekiah acharona must be. Because why? No, because why? Because tekiyahs do not have independent identities. What makes a tekiah is what?
If it follows tekiah rishona.
That's what mitzaref means here, right? There's a tekiah acharona. It's not an independent sound. It is, right? It's relating back to the tekiah rishona, which means that what does the tekiah rishona do? It's an amazing, crazy radical. Hold on, it's an amazing, crazy radical idea. It's saying that, right? Exactly. It's not an independent sound. It's creating a certain sound of the set. The tekiah of the set now is based on tekiah rishona. So what must a tekiah acharona be? A tekiah rishona. But what happens if you have 2 tekiyahs?
It's not a tekiah rishona.
Bingo. It's not it's true chronologically, tekiah rishona is your first tekiah, but it's not a chronological idea. The tekiah rishona is the identity of the set. He says ulufikach pirshu. So the Ran doesn't like the position to say that it counts as 0. He rejects that. He says that's crazy. He says ulufikach pirshu dechik tani ein biado el achas. Right? When it says he only has 1 tekiah, what does that mean? Hainu tekiah shel achareya. It means what does el achas mean? Tekiah achareya means meaning, but of the last tekiah. Okay. The lomar dilasof simon also lo, below lahaskala simon sheni. So what happened? So the last tekiah that I blew, if I blow a 20-second tekiah at the end of my first set, I've completed my first set. It counts, it registers as tekiah of my first set, but it doesn't mean anything for my second set. Okay?
That's what we said before we went to the wrong.
No. Oh yeah, correct. The original way of learning. What? So why does it have to say taka barishona? What does barishona mean now? It can't mean it's identified as the first tekiah. He says, "Listen, I'm sorry. Dagavishona. Listening herech b'shnei kishtayim ein biyad alachas. Debahachi sagi tirei Ramban zal. Delafisha ein shir l'tkios lemala. Now here gets the main point. According to Ramban, we know one thing. How long? Well, we know there's a minimum for tekiah. What's the maximum? What's the maximum for tekiah?
Till you die?
No, double, no?
She'ain shir l'tekiyos lemala, right? There's no upper limit till you die. You could blow a 5-year-long tekiah and you're absolutely fine doing that. She'im ratza laharech marech, right? Right. So he says, why? He says if you want to lengthen it. So what he says, ein hadavar nicker kishu marech. Now here's his key point. Guys, listen to this. He says, ein hadavar nicker kishu marech sheyichaben l'shtei tekiyos. So it's not recognizable whatsoever if a guy blows 1,000 tekiyas, right? If he's blowing one tekiah, do you see anything in the one tekiah other than one tekiah? What do you hear? One sound. So there's no mechanism to express any idea of 2 or 3 or 4 tekiyas in one sound. It's impossible. He says, "Ein adavar nicker kashu marech sheyichaben l'shtei tekiyos." There's nothing in the kol itself that demonstrates that I have an intention of doing 2 tekiyas.
So you start out this entire theory about double.
Yeah, he's going back to the original way we learned, which is that it's one. It counts as one
There's
tekiyah.
no thing. Where did double come from?
Oh, 1 second. Ela machmas kish. Okay. Ela machmas kishehu kiflayim b'shir tekiyah rishona. But the only reason why you might think that is because what's he doing? He's doubling. All right, he's doubling the shir tekiyah. Umishum hachi katani taka b'rishona shebet chilas hasimin v'herech b'shniya kishtayim b'rishona. Salka daita chamina. You might have thought kivan deherech. This is the key point. Kivan deherech ba kishtayim shebarishona dilahave ki'ilu hefsek beintayim ve'ika shtei tekiyos kamash malan. So what's the Ran saying? This is the point we've been all wondering about. He's saying like this. He's saying, why would you ever think, right, that if I blow one sound, that it could be counted as 2 tekiyas? How would it register as 2 tekiyas? How would it register as 2 tekiyas?
One
First
sound.
defines this year.
Well, he's not buying into that svara.
Right,
But he is saying, but he's borrowing from that idea. He's saying, what would I hear? Let's say the guy gets up there and blows.
Break.
No, you wouldn't hear a break. You wouldn't hear a break. Let's say the guy gets up there and tuck up a Rishona. How long is his first tekiah? 10 seconds, right? And then he hears what?
20 seconds.
So what's he going to think to himself?
3.
What?
3.
No. What's he going to think to himself?
Whatever, 2.
Right, but no.
3.
No, but why? I know why you meant 3. But why 2? 2 meaning
The shear of the double.
he doubled the first.
2 tens.
Right. But not that there is 2 tekiyas. It's he's going to think the guy doubled the first. There's just to get the svara ball rolling. There's an example that exists by. Forget if it doesn't matter if we do it or not. But the question is, how many kazesim of matzah do you have to eat on when you make achilas matzah and a motzi, or say a motzi and achilas matzah?
2.
What?
5, 2, 9, 8, 5, 3.
What?
6.
Well, okay. So, but there's sometimes some sheet to say 2. Okay, and there's even one sheet that goes far as to say that how do you eat the 2 kazesim together? Okay, what does that indicate? Your mouth is filled. What does it indicate, though? Yaakov, what does that indicate? Think about it. What does that indicate? Is what you're saying. What does that indicate? Say it.
I don't know.
Doubling the shear.
You're right. So the point I'm making about the Shnei Kazesim fits in here, will fit into the Svara. What do you see by the Shnei Kazesim? That if I put 2 Kazesim in my mouth, what do I really have? If you think about it. A Kazayas.
Times 2.
No, a Kazayas plus. I have just a lot. I have Kazayas plus extra. But Allah is saying that you can actually recognize in a big mush of matzah 2 Kazesim. So it's saying the same thing here. It's saying that here, what is a kol? A kol is a halachic shear. It's a halachic shear. I know you're saying that. So it's an abstract idea. So if you think about it, that's the exact opposite of what we said in the beginning, according to this Havamina. In the beginning, the whole idea was that a kol is what?
Just a sound.
A sound, but it's based on what a sound would sound like, right? Which is a musical idea. Now we're getting to the point where,
Halacha modifications.
right? Where what happened? Halacha comes along and says, there's really no. If I blow a shofar, right? I made a sound. Is that a halacha kol though? No. When does it become a halacha kol? 10 seconds. Okay, that's how you could have 2. That's how you can have 2 tekiyas in one sound.
Yeah. Is
One more thing, okay? This is actually even harder. So he says, you have in the Ran there, Umi Mas Nisan. I don't think you guys did this in preparation yet. He says, Umi Mas Nisan, Shma'inan, okay? She'im Ratza Laharech Bitkiya Vafilu Kamamarech, okay?
What did you say?
Tequila. So what do we deduce from this? We deduce that, let's say a guy wants to make a 50,000 second long tequila. Can he do it?
No.
Yes.
Yes, he can.
Physically, no.
Whatever. I can do it 30 second tequila, or 40 or 50, whatever. That's what the deduction from this whole piece is that I could do that. Okay. Now the question is, but what about by Ava'im Ratza Laharech B'Shvarim? Okay. Now we got to get our facts straight. What's Shvarim?
No, sir.
At least 3 pauses.
You mean?
Two.
Interesting you define it that way.
Two.
Well,
Two.
no.
Right. That's 3 sounds. Okay. Forget the 5. Let's just make it simple. 3.
breaks in the sound.
3
sounds and
that have a break between them.
Three
Okay.
sounds.
Now let's throw out numbers again. Okay. We're going to use 6 seconds as a barometer. It's just easier. Okay. Each shever is how long? 2 seconds. Okay. Together 3 shvarim equal 6. And what does that equal to?
66.
No. What's the 6? A shear of 3 shvarim is equal to
6 seconds.
is equal to
Oh,
is equal to
Yeah.
18.
what?
Yeah.
Tkiya. Okay. Again. 1 shever is 2 seconds.
Okay.
3 shvarim are 6 seconds,
Okay.
and it happens to be that the shear of 3 shvarim is equal to the shear of a tekiah. Okay, so now what does the guy want to do? Guy says, you know what? I'm going to blow a 20 second. You'll see from the case. I'm going to blow a 12. I'll make up a number for tekiah. 18. I'm going to blow an 18 second tekiah. Okay. Then what does he do for a shever?
18 seconds.
No, let's say he decides to do
9 of them? Oh, then it'd be.
no, not 9 shvarim.
Say
I mean, if you want to say
just
equal.
3 seconds per. Instead of 2.
Let me let me read what he says. Im ratza laharech b'shvarim.
So 6.
Okay, yesh misha kasav shus biyado. He according to one sheet, you could do that. Okay, uvilvad sheyarech hatkiya yoser min hashever.
But we're talking about making 3 6 second long.
No,
Okay.
lahakir b'neim. No. So what do? Well, what's it again? Not making
3 6 second long ones. Which is 18.
Yeah. Or whatever. Let's say I blow a 20 second tekiah. Right. So what I decided to do, I decided I'm going to blow each shever to be 25 seconds. Each one.
What? And then that times 3, and then that times 3 has to be under 20?
Let's say a guy
That's
says
not
that.
math.
No. Let's say a guy says that. He can't do that. Right? So Ron says he can make a shever as long as he wants to under one condition. You can make a shever.
It's not long enough to get.
Bingo.
Oh, it itself is on.
The shever can never be longer than the tekiah. So if my tekiah is 30 seconds, my shever has to be 29. Okay? I can never make my shever longer than my tekiah.
It can't be as long as
It reminds me
tequila.
of a triangle.
It can be as long. It can't be long. A shever, not the shvarim. Don't mix that up. Not the shvarim. Each shever note cannot be longer than tekiah. So I could therefore theoretically do, right, a 20 second tekiah and 3 19 second shvarim.
Oh, each one. I thought it was collective.
No, there's no chiddush there if it's collectively. Each one could be. You'll see. Each one could be
19 seconds.
19 seconds.
So
Okay.
if the tekiah is 20 seconds, then each farm,
Why?
each sound is 19.
Why?
Yeah.
I don't know. You tell me. Why
You're
what?
saying each individual one is the way to get.
Correct.
Why? No.
You tell me.
I don't know.
Yeah, you do know.
Break.
I don't know. You do know. Watch the Ron's kasha and you'll see why you know. The Ron says that can't be. What?
What was the question we're trying to answer?
So what's his kasha? So the Ron says, I don't buy this. The Ron says, I don't buy this. Why?
Wait, that's wrong? What we just said?
Yeah, he doesn't buy it. You'll see why. So he says, Udidi lo svirli hachi. Ela tzarach shlo yarech b'shever kadei shlosha shvarim beinonim. No, you can never make one shever equal to
One to get.
wrong. Close though. You can never make one shever. Just do with his lashon. He says, I can never make one shever be shlo yarech b'shever kadei shlosha shvarim beinonim. So one shever can never be the length of 3 shvarim. Okay? The Ran says, Shlo yarech b'shever kadei shlosha shvarim beinonim. I can't blow one shever that the time of the shever would equal the time of 3 shvarim. So again, every shever is supposed to be 2 seconds. I blow a shever 6 seconds. If I blow one shever 6 seconds, that's equal to 3 shvarim, objectively. And therefore what? So you're saying, who cares? The keman, the ignuchi ganach, which is the whole question of what's a shvarim sound like? It's a long cry or short cry. Okay? Shir tkiya kishlosha shvarim. So the length of a tkiya is what? 3 shvarim. Right? So again, I blew 1 shever, that's 6 seconds, which means I blew the equivalent of 3 shvarim, which is therefore equal to a tkiya. So he says, let me just finish, he says, Kol sheharich b'shever echad kishlosha shvarim ein zeh shever me'inyan genicha ela pshutahi. So if I blow 1 shever, that's equal to 3 shvarim, which is therefore equal to a tekiya, what have I blown? A tekiya.
In 1 shever.
In 1 shever.
Wow.
What's the machogas? The opening of this whole, to define this, comes from this. What's bothering the second side? What's bothering the second side is that you don't have any mechanism of differentiating one call from another. So what have I done? If I blow a 6-second shever, meaning I've blown a shever that is the shear of shlosha shvarim, it's a kol pshuta, which means that now that sound, in and of itself, cannot be differentiated from a tekiya.
How's it different side one?
The problem is, according to the second side, the second side is giving you the problem. It's saying, what's the problem? The problem is, I'm unable, if I blow a 6-second shever, I'm now blown a tekiya. So, insofar as I'm concerned, do I have a different? Am I differentiating between tekiya? What have I now blown? I've blown a tekiya. So, if I've blown a tekiya, how can I differentiate the shever from the tekiya? Blown another tekiya. So, what's the first I'm going to have to answer to that? One second. I'll explain what he said. Obviously, the first side is going to have to say that no, it's not an intrinsic idea. It's a relative idea. What makes me know the difference between a shever and a tekiya? How do I know the difference between the two? How do I know if I've done a tekiya or a shever? One simple way to determine it.
It's less than the first call.
Exactly. As long as my shever is less than my tekiya, what have I done? I've done a tekiya.
But doesn't.
Question is that, let's take the second side, because I think that what you're saying is on the mall. Right? What's the second side saying? The second side saying is that when is it tekiya? This is really, I think, the question. When do you identify a tekiya as a tekiya? When does it actually acquire its definition? All right.
Yeah.
So one side's going to say, once you have the minimal shear, 6 seconds, it's tekiya. Right? It could be anything longer than that, but once it hits 6 seconds, now it's defined as tekiya.
The other one says finish.
No, it's even crazier. No, not when it's not even when you finish the tekiya. That's where I disagree. I don't think it's when you finish a tekiya that it becomes a tekiya, so to speak. It is the long sound.
It's when you finish farm.
Bingo.
Huh?
It's the differentiation in the kolos is what makes it a tekiya.
What's that? What?
No, but not
The
the first
fact that one is
after
I
Shvar.
know, that's what's crazy. The first side saying that it's when I do a 100-second sound, right? Everyone agrees I got to pass the 6-second point. Let's say do a 100-second sound. So it's like almost like a tekiya potentia, right? Once I do my shvarim, and now there's a differentiation in the shever and the tekiya. Once that differentiation emerges, now what do I know? I have a tekiya.
That's 3
So the
Shvar.
identity is almost like held in reserve until you do your shever.
Does actually